Hello, I'm Reilly, and I am going to try this little test video to see if we can continue having class together during this break during the COVID-19 crisis. We're going to do a sequence together that requires just a bolster or some blankets to sit on, a couple of blocks, your mat of course. So gather all those things together and meet me back here. And also have a readiness to be able to turn off your device that you're using to watch me, so you can just continue the pose as long as you like and then check back in, because I won't be holding the poses for very long. I want to thank the Tip of the Met Watershed and Gail Grunwald for lending me this camera, and Marta Olson for helping me try to figure out how to get this to you. So let's begin. We're going to start with our Om together. Sit straight, roll your shoulders back, bring your head to an eye-level eye position, and bringing your palms to Utmanjali Mudra, gently close your eyes. Feel the spine lifting up within, and balance your head lightly on top of it. Bring your heart gently from back to front, pressing your shoulder blades down and feeling the power behind your heart region. Press that toward the front, lifting up, but relax your eyes, relax your head. Let's chant Om together 3 times. Tip your head to acknowledge the divine within. Lower your palms to your thighs. Bring your head straight and open your eyes. I'm going to offer a very simple sequence today that helps both the immune system and the heart to stay open. We're going to start in Adho Mukha Virasana. Remove what you're sitting on to the side. Bring your feet to the back of your mat, toes together, knees apart. And then sitting back towards your heels, reach your arms forward. And keeping your head in the center, relax your head as you stretch your arms. Even lift up your hands like so to get more power extension on the underside of your arms. Then release your head to a quieting position and keep doing your arms. Sit back with your seat more and more as you stretch your arms forward. Come up to all fours. Keep your hands and feet that far apart in readiness for Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bring your knees in line with your hands. Turn your toes under and get ready to come to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog, pressing through your inner and outer hand. Keep the pressure even. Straighten your elbows and inhale. On the exhalation, lift up the back of your thighs. Press your front shoulder blades up. Press your shoulder blades up and press your hips back. Stretch through your heels. Now release the back of your skull and assess whether your legs are pressing back enough to get more. Bring your heels harder backwards, thighs further backwards. Keep pressing the hips up and the thighs back. Pressing through your hands, press down to get the shoulder blades to lift up your back. Release your skull, release your eyes. Now come to Uttanasana, the standing forward bend, by either jumping up or walking up to your hands. Keep your feet apart for this first one and exhale your trunk down and release it as completely as possible toward the floor. If your back is round and uncomfortable, walk your hands forward instead to Ardha Uttanasana. Calm your breath, relax your face there, or in full Uttanasana, releasing the back of your skull down, adjust your hips to be over your heels. Now look up if you can to see me, how my hips come over the heels, not behind the heels. This is behind. So as I bring my hips over the heels and descend my trunk down more fully, I am able to release the back of my skull more. With my hands to the side, I spread my shoulders away from the sides of my neck, and I keep my elbows either going out to help with that or backwards to bring my trunk towards my legs. Come out through Ardha Uttanasana, hands forward. Take a breath, bring your hands to your hips, and lift up to the standing position. Now continuing this, bringing the trunk upside down, will be our next asana, Prasarada Padottanasana. And this will essentially be our Shirshasana, our headstand for today. With your feet, take your feet apart with either jumping or stepping, pressing the outside of your feet down, lift up through your trunk, spread out through your chest, inhale and come to the first stage with your back concave and your hands down, possibly between your feet. If you can get that, do that. Otherwise, bring your hands forward. If your back is still hunched up, bring your hands to blocks. So this is first stage for all of us, either concave back with hands in front on blocks like this or in between the feet like so. Now let's pause here and just feel our legs pressing down on the outside of the feet and the inside, but especially the outer heels. Pressing those down, pull up through your front thighs. As you pull up through your front thighs, push back through the outer upper thigh to the wall behind you. Press that back as you lift up and gain more and more power there at the top of your outer thighs. While you gain that power, spread out your abdomen towards that feeling. Breathe smoothly. And now go on to stage 2, where the head descends. Don't try to keep your back concave now. Instead, concentrate on that outer upper thigh lifting. And on the exhalation, bring your head toward the floor as you lift your shoulders up. Place your weight on the crown of your head, lifting your shoulders up. If you can't reach your head to the floor, you can use the blocks again and even put your forehead down instead. And just let the head rest as your shoulders practice lifting any amount. Even a tall block here, if you're stiff in the shoulders, can rest your head as you work with shoulders slightly away from your ears and practice this action. Meanwhile, lift the legs strongly and spread your abdomen out. Finally, bring yourself out of the pose. Lift up your trunk and bring your legs together. For today's session, that will be the Shirshasana. If you do take Shirshasana, if you do practice Shirshasana, turn off the camera now and do your Shirshasana for 5 minutes or whatever your current hold is for Shirshasana. What we're going to go on to next is a gentle spinal opening called cross bolsters. For this, you'll need your bolster or blankets formed like a bolster and another set of blankets or a second bolster. I'll show with blankets. I'm going to take a very gentle arched position using one of your elements, bolster or blankets, as the cross piece, and the other going over. Take a very mild arch. This is good for opening the heart. Whatever you put on top of this arched thing you're building will spread. So if you're feeling congested in your abdominal area, you can put that up there and that will spread. You can put your heart region up there. Place a block under your tailbone so you have a little support there. And have another one handy in case you need it under your head. We'll sit on this block here and use that firmness there to tip the pelvis onto its backside. Come to your elbows on the other element, the cross piece, and keep tipping. So you get that curling action of the lower back toward the heels. And then as you arch your back over the bolster, see how your head feels just resting like so. If you are not comfortable with that, you can put a rolled up blanket under your neck or take your other block to touch your head to it. And then to see how you can arrange yourself on this curve to get more opening where you need it. Finally extending through your legs. Your hands can be here on your abdomen or out to the side. Press out through your heels and firm your legs in the pose. Now staying there with me, just relax your eyes, let them rest in their socket, and as you breathe, notice how the breath flows differently in this asana. You're spreading more at the front, so opening your chest to the side with that extra time that your breath takes to raise up through the front of your trunk, spread it to the side, and avoid hitting it into your throat or your head. Relax your eyes. You may need to firm your tailbone upwards towards your legs, toward the back of your thighs if you feel any discomfort in your lower back. You may turn off your device and just take this pose for longer if you like. I'm going to come out. Now to come out, based on where you are in your room and where the walls are, either slide forward or back. I'm going to slide toward my feet. Just slide towards your feet until it'll be very easy to use your elbows to lift your trunk up. That's called cross bolsters. All right, for our next asana, we're going to take Viparita Karani. This is a pose that is really calming, able to help with headaches, able to help with any kind of congestion you're feeling around your head, because it rests the abdomen so deeply and opens the chest and shoulders, as you'll see. So this pose goes directly into the wall. So I'm going to turn my mat short side into the wall, like so. And get my bolster or my blankets at the top also. And because you don't want your hair on the sticky mat, put one of your blankets over your mat. Before you put your bolster down. And then place your bolster. And since that's a pretty low bolster, I'm going to add more to it. Depending on your height and your ability to let your trunk round over this, you'll be raising or lowering your height here. Now it's especially nice to go up in this pose with some belt around your thighs so you can really relax your legs. So if you happen to have your yoga belt handy, put it around your thighs loosely before you go into the asana. And to get in there easily, you'll come and put your seat on the wall. So I'm sitting on my bolster now. Now I'm putting my hip into the blankets on top of the bolster. And then I put my shoulder down and I keep pushing my hip toward the wall. So I'm literally sitting on the wall. And then I bend my knees and roll to be on my back. And let my hips descend a little at the wall side. Take out my ponytail and curl my shoulders to rest on the floor. So this could be on before or now. You can put the belt on now or have it already on a little bit loosely. Tightening a belt around your thighs. Curling the shoulders under and letting this feeling of a deep pool here in your abdominal space below your rib cage and all the way up to your thighs. Just try to let that spread out and descend. If that's hard for you, then take your belt a little bigger and see if that helps. Because that's one of the values of this pose, is just deep abdominal spreading peacefulness. Sometimes it's referred to as the lake at the base of the mountain. The legs are your mountain and here's the lake. You want to have that similar feeling in your throat as you curl your shoulders to be on top of the shoulders on the floor and the back of your head. Just relax your eyes, even close them. And take some time in this pose, maybe 5-8 minutes. So it's a good time to turn off your device and decide how long you want to be in this asana. Viparita Karani. To come out, you'll be sliding backwards and tip your things so they're slanted into the wall. And then you can adjust your belt or get rid of it, but it's kind of nice to rest the thighs into the belt and onto the blankets. Then bring your arms to the side, be on the center of the back of your head and rest. Notice your breath getting longer and slower and softer. Without forcing, by just relaxing your body. When you feel like you're about halfway through, simply recross your legs the other way to give that slight difference. Let the other thigh be on top. Let that root of your inner thigh go toward that thigh bone in that way. Legs resting like so. The inside of your leg resting towards your thigh bones. Calves relaxed. The chest lightly lifted. Because you're in sort of a shoulder stand head position here. Don't be slumping with your chest sinking like this. Tuck your blades into your back so you're more on the top of your shoulders, and then relax. And then to come out, bring your knees to point up, roll to your side, keep your head relaxed. So you can maintain what mental state you're able to relax into there and just be on your side. If you can't quite work out the bolster arrangement here, an alternative pose is simply to rest with your legs up the wall. Maybe one little blanket under your lower back if your legs hurt when you take them up. So this is also quieting with your thighs belted. All right, that's our little sequence for today, and please let me know how this worked for you. Namaste.